Wish you warm welcome to our digital meeting. And today I am very happy to share that we have Mrs. Uthara ji Ramakrishnan from Kozhikode, Kerala. She is an independent investment and equity professional since last 25 years. She is an inspiration for a young woman who is planning to have a career in banking and financial service sector or independent investment distribution. So I thank you very much, Uthara ji, for joining with me on holiday Sunday with me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for this wonderful introduction. Yes. It's great to hear this from you. Thank you.
Yes, whatever I introduce, it is a short of my expectations or what you have did. It is a just you can say trailer for that. Okay, so Uthara ji, as you connected with me since last 1 year, you enrolled in our digital practical CFP video lecture coaching and successfully completed first exam innovation planning specialist. Congratulations once again.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I request you can start with your introduction and then we will take it our meeting for another 30-45 minutes. So this meeting can give a twin benefit. One, your client, those who are connected with more than last 2 decades, they can come to know about your new journey, how you have transformed in last 1 year from a good investment professional to an excellent investment professional, or you can say financial wellness coach to your family, as well as those who are aspiring young participants, those who are aiming to build their career in financial planning, they can get inspiration and learning from this video. So I request you can start with your introduction.
Okay, so my name is Uthara Ramakrishnan. I am based in Kerala. I live in Kozhikode or Calicut. So we have been in this financial services and I would say more like the stockbroking business for the last 24 years. So since 2006, so last 15 years, we've been associated with Motilal Oswal Financial Services. And since then, we have been ranked among their top 25 franchisees for all these years. So I would say that is one achievement which I feel is significant because they have more than 3,000 franchises across India. We have managed to remain within that top 25. Yeah. So we are one of the yes, thank you. So we are one of the top 3 in South India. And we have a few thousands of clients, and I believe I will say 2 things which I feel are valuable in where we have reached. One thing is our team. We have managed to continue with a very good young and experienced team, and a lot of my major managers are all they've been with me for 15-20 years. So we have a very good team with us. Secondly, I think we have been reasonably successful in holding the trust of our clients because finally we are dealing with hard-earned money, which is their life savings. So I think we have many customers, hundreds of customers who have been with us for the last more than 20 years. So that has been that's helped us through our good times and bad times. The trust that the clients have had in us. So generally, it's been a good journey, and particularly last 2 years, I think. So even since demonetization, our business has been steadily growing. I should say, last 1 year, our business has grown more than 50-60%. So I'm very, very happy with the way the business is growing now.
Good, very good, excellent. So you are managing 2 front, your home, where your role is mother-in-law, okay, as well as you can say spouse and involving in business. So we have seen many times this challenge in a young woman. They find a lot of difficulty. So I thought that let me just take an opportunity and get your feedback how you are successfully managing since last couple of years.
Sir, it's all about time management and it's all about delegation, which I feel we need to train people for all the day-to-day jobs, and we should allocate our time to only the relevant things, customer relations, talking to the right people, networking, improving our networks. Those are the things I have been concentrating on. I don't do any routine job in my office or in my house. So I have people. I feel employing people and delegating work is an investment. It's not an expense. So unless you do that, you can never grow. We can at best, if we keep doing a worker's job, we can do only one person's job. But if we work like an entrepreneur, then we have to think at a different level. So I think I've been reasonably successful in delegation. And I think, of course, then decision making, we need to be fast in deciding things. We can't keep sitting on analyzing too much about things. So most of the things, sometimes it works, sometimes it may not work, but we have to decide and move forward. So I think that's it, sir. It's about time management and delegation. Sometimes, yes, you feel it's a little bit too much, but of course, but it's challenging. I like being busy. I don't like to be sitting doing nothing. So it's fine. I am enjoying the work. Yes.
Good. That is more important. When you enjoy your work, okay, then it is not a work, but it is basically you can say integrated in your life only. So you cannot live without that activity. Good, very good. Correct. So you said, Uthara ji, since or you can say post the demonetization, your business was doing growing fast. You know that indirectly formalization of economy happened in last couple of years, like demonetization. Second, we can say GST. Okay, so and you were already a successful entrepreneur. And doing a very well your work with Motilal Oswal franchisee. Okay, so what inspired you to do a CFP certification at this age, maybe in your late 40s?
Actually, when I joined the CFP certification, or the decision to join CFP certification was to update myself. But to be very frank, I did not realize that it will put me in such a better position after this coaching. To be very frank, I only one of my friends in Motilal Oswal, he suggested that he told me about CFP certification. He told me about you, and I had read that the SEBI guidelines are coming out, and once gradually these sort of certifications will become necessary in this field. So I was thinking about it as if something for the future. Maybe this certification will help me. That is all I thought. I never imagined that it will change the entire thought process of my work. I never imagined that it's going to change the entire thing that I'm doing. Initially, that was the only thought. I just thought, there is some specialized certification here. Okay, let me do it and update myself or get myself qualified, because I'm a basic commerce graduate. I don't have a professional qualification at all. So let me try to get qualified is all the thought that I had initially. Yes.
Good, very good. So you have completed your training in, if I'm right, March. You started in month of July, but because of many engagement in your family and profession, we took little longer time. So we completed in month of March our training, and then we have completed our first examination in August. Okay, in fact, July last month.
Yes. July.
So yes. July we have completed. So in last 1 year journey, if I say as a investor, because first you are investor and then you are in business of financial planning or wealth management. So you are a financial manager or wealth manager for your client. So as an investor, if you have to narrate or describe 3 or 4 key learning, so what are your 3 or 4 key learning you had from this CFP coaching?
Some of the key learnings is that financial goals can be very easily planned and achieved, and many of the things, it is because we don't put it down on paper. We ourselves don't think about what do we need in future. So it is all some vague ideas or dreams that we have in our minds, and when we put it down on paper, we realize a lot of things. we realize some of it may be unrealistic. So let's get down to be realistic. So, and even being realistic, you have to, when you say decide 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, these are the things I want in future. This is the money that I have. So how do I get there? So these are simple calculations. It is not complicated. It is very easy to do a financial plan. And the secret is to start early. And I have seen in my experience, I've seen hundreds of clients. I've seen two extremes of people who have not had big incomes, or they don't have big qualifications or anything, but just because of discipline and the right investment decisions, they have done themselves very well in their lives. On the other side, I have seen people who are very hardworking people, who are very qualified, they've earned a lot in their life, but after 15, 20 years of hard work, they don't have anything in their hand. They're just frankly at a blank. They don't know how they're going to spend the rest of their lives. They're dependent. So this is just a question of discipline and just basic knowledge of financial goals and plannings and financial products. So I think anybody can become financially independent with the right advice and the right practice and the right discipline. So that is my very big learning, that people don't understand that it is very easy. Most people think finance is beyond them. They think it is something only qualified PhDs will understand. This is not for me. I'm not comfortable with finance. So unfortunately, our schooling system does not teach the basics of personal finance. I think that is a big drawback in our system. It teaches maths and science and a whole lot of things. Even qualified people, engineers and doctors, they don't understand the basics of personal finance. So that's a real sad story, I will say. So and they unnecessarily get themselves into financial trouble without knowing the basics of how it's just that they don't know. The awareness is so poor. So my basic learning is that we can teach people in a simple manner how they can go about personal finance, how disciplined way, how they can very easily achieve their financial goals. So that has been my key learning in the last 1 year.
Good, very good, Uthara. So you said that some of the people, those who are having a lower earning, they have created a good wealth, and someone who has a very good income, but they were into financial problem or debt trap. So if you have to identify top 3 key mistakes, which normally you have come across or you have realized after going through a last 1 month of coaching, which are the 3 key mistakes, are common key mistakes are the by the investors which lead to a debt trap or financial indisciplines?
Yes. So one key mistake I feel is people wait for big amounts to start investing. They don't realize that they can even start investing with very small amounts. Now, time is more valuable than money. From the first salary, you start your SIP, you start your investments, and that creates much more value than somebody starting to invest big amounts at a later stage. We can easily prove it with any number of statistics. So time is more valuable than money. I think that's the biggest mistake people do. Many a time when I talk about investment, people tell me, at the moment I don't have money, I will get something in future, then I will start investing. So the key thing is to first save and then spend, as Warren Buffett said. There is you should not be waiting for big amounts to come to start investing. That is the first mistake that people do. And second big thing is they get trapped into financial products which are sold to them. And generally, what is sold to them are high-cost products. And they don't understand that the low-cost products will give them higher returns, like PPF or NPS. It's a low-cost product. Nobody will go and sell to them. And that is a trap people get into. And that you should go and find out products which are low-cost and which will be good to you. So that is the second thing. Third thing is, now in India, there is no culture as consulting a financial advisor. There is absolutely no culture like that. People don't go to an expert. I mean, people understand that you need to go to a doctor for a medical this thing, or you need to go to an architect or engineer. All that they understand. But there is no culture called consulting a financial expert for important important financial decisions in their life. So they unnecessarily get into financial blunders in their life. I mean, it's not as if, see, people taking big risks in their life or just being irresponsible about their financial thing. Those people getting into financial trouble is okay, let them be. But it's not that. People who are very hardworking and who don't want to get into risk, they think it is a risk free, and then they get into unnecessarily risky investments and get into financial trouble. So this lack of awareness that you can consult a financial expert for your important financial decisions, that's again a third mistake, I will say.
Good, very good. So indirectly, if I give a message, now Uthara ji is in process of getting into a qualification called Certified Financial Planner. I am sure that by end of the calendar year, she will complete the certification and get the qualification or certification. But she has already completed training, so she is competent. And I always call a certified financial planner as a financial wellness coach to the family. So when you appoint a qualified and experienced financial wellness coach, so indirectly coach will help you to identify your short-term, medium-term, long-term goals, how much monthly investment is required into to achieve the goal, maybe into a debt product or equity product or combination, and it will help you to start investment small amount but on a regular basis, so you will be able to achieve over a period of time. And one more, you said that we help them into save more by educating, spending less on lifestyle expenses or spending on lower on EMI. So when people spend less amount on a lifestyle expenses or on a EMI, loan EMI, indirectly you will be saving more for your SIP investment, and that's how you will be able to achieve the goal. So to plan and achieve a financial independence, it is very important that you need to consult the financial wellness coach who can give you a you can say right guidance to plan your financial independence journey. Good, Uthara ji. I am sure that you are doing a lot of practical applications. If you have something to share, okay, one or two quick case studies so your client can get a fair idea how you can help in preparing their retirement plan or their children's higher education marriage plan. So I can share the screen and you can quickly go through one or two quick case study.
Okay, sir. One or two more things I wanted to share.
Sure.
After this, your training classes. Now I have done some seminars on goal-based financial planning, and that has really helped me get more clients and more business. So the entire seminar I structured on the way you taught us, like basic from starting from insurance to emergency fund to short-term, long-term goals, tax planning, debt planning. So the entire 90-minute session I have done for the last 2 months. I did it in 3 different platforms, and the kind of business that I've started getting is totally different from what I was getting before that. So we are getting quality clients, we are getting higher ticket size of business, and our entire approach to business has changed because of that. So now actually we are thinking totally differently, and I feel I mean, better late than never. I should have done this long ago, but at least now from the time that earlier my approach was like, when some client comes to me and says, okay, I have so much money, I want to invest in stocks or mutual funds. I never used to ask them more questions because I always thought I don't want to infringe into their privacy and ask them about their financial. That was a thought I always had in my mind. But now I realize that many a time when they are coming, they don't know what the mistakes that they're doing. So it is for their own good that we have to ask them and then give them the right product. It's not about getting into their privacy. If somebody doesn't want to divulge the details, it's fine, but at least we have to tell them that if you give me such and such details, we will be able to guide you whether this is the right product for you, whether this is the time for you to get into stocks and mutual funds. Somebody who doesn't even have a health insurance should not be buying stocks as the first priority. So even yesterday, I had one lady walking into my office and she wanted to start the day trading. And when I asked her the first question, do you have health insurance? She said, no. I said, please, no, don't. I don't want. I mean, even at the cost of losing a client, we have started advising the clients, please don't do it. Okay. So the entire thought process has changed. So that is one thing. The seminars have really helped me move forward. Second thing, I'm writing a column on financial planning. It's in Malayalam. It's I'm writing this in the most read financial magazine in Kerala. So that has also actually given me a lot of. This course has given me a lot of insight into how I should approach this. Actually, I had started this column before joining this course. And at that time, that is also one of the reasons why I joined, because I didn't think I had the experience probably as a stockbroker, but not as a financial planner or as a financial advisor. So again, that column is also giving me a good visibility, I will say. So, so the entire, my profile has changed over the last 1 year. And I feel a lot more people now know me as I mean, it's not that I projected myself, but it has happened. And recently also, last 2 weeks back, a magazine came out with an article on me. And that has really been read by a lot of people. And he had explained how this career was. So suddenly, without knowing myself, I've come into the limelight, and without pushing ourselves, it's getting a lot of visibility and publicity. So thank you so much, sir. I have to, first of all, thank you, because it's all because of this. I mean, the entire thing has changed over the last 1 year. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Yeah. So now, actually, regarding the financial plans that you've been saying, we have been recently doing a lot of, financial plans for NRIs. We have been focusing on that. The local people are still not in that mindset. Even my own clients, they are still like thinking of me only from a stockbroker point of view. They are not able to see me differently, because that's what they've been seeing me in the last 24 years, right? So, but after this session, this session on financial planning that I did, so people who listen to that are coming to me for financial planning. So that there I'm finding that difference. So we made a questionnaire on Google Forms, and we are taking all the details and that, and then we are giving a financial plan. So it's a simple calculation. We also have a mobile app now, where we are giving all these calculations there. Everything is there. So anybody wants to check out their retirement plan or children's plan, everything, and all the calculations are there in the mobile app also. So it's helping us to tell the clients that, okay, we give the details and send it to them. Okay, this is what you want as SIP or lump sum. It's helping us that way also. So just to tell you, just to thank you so much that we are on a different level now, than 1 year before.
Yes, my pleasure. And I always, even if you can recollect last year when you were discussing as a part of pre-joining discussion, because you opted for by paying 2,000 rupees 60-minute pre-joining paid discussion. And at the time, if you can recollect, I was discussing all this with you. Okay, you can help your client because as a senior professionals, whether someone is working in corporate or independent, having a 20-25 years of vintage in the particular market, you have a very good name in your home state, Kerala. People know you, 1,000 people or 1,000 plus customers have trusted you. Now, if you can come with something which is the difficult to digest for them, financial wellness planning, but if they understand, when you push them, they understand, definitely they will transform their financial life. They will first like to create insurance foundation by having a necessary term life and health insurance, emergency corpus. Then they think about the savings into equity product, whether through a mutual fund or through a direct equity. But one should not think that, okay, I have 100,000 rupees for 6 months. Okay, which stock I should buy? So that exactly
Absolutely. Yes.
today in our country, 90 out of 90, not 90, we can say maybe specifically new investors, those who have come in last 2-3 years. So 90 out of 100, okay, they are thinking this way only. If I have some money for 6 months, 12 months, what I should do? Put it into a stock and ride on momentum, and they don't know when momentum may go out and they may end up with the heavy capital loss because they were the short-term investor or trader, not the long-term investor. Someone who bought a Infosys example in January 2020 at a price of average, let's say 800, and then it was a 600. Someone who sold because someone didn't had a particular goal of holding for a long period, okay, and then he or she lost 20, 25, 30% capital, and those who have bought at the time who earn the profit. So objective is that it is a difficult job because we are into wellness. You said about doctor, but doctor we go when there is an illness, okay. But here, as a financial wellness coach, we have to educate them. If you create a good habit about your finance, so that will help you to live a better life. You may not able to achieve that gigantic corpus of maybe a 10 crore, 100 crore, but at least you can live a happy, healthy and wealthy and peaceful life, or you can achieve your financial independence. Someone financial independence may be a 1 crore also. Okay, it is not like everyone require a 10 crore or 100 crore rupees for financial independence. So it is purely linked with your monthly expenses. Someone who is living in a small town having a monthly requirement of 25,000 inflation adjusted, and if he or she has created a 1 crore corpus, then it is a financial independence. Good, very good. So I am very happy that in last 1 year, whatever the I had an expectation from you because as a coach or as a mentor, I may not able to educate people directly because I am into a certification coach. I need someone like you who are at particular level, understand my thoughts, and then you transform that thoughts to your client, and then client can plan their financial independence journey or financial discipline journey. And I am very happy that you have your channel name Earth Financial Services, where she regularly uploads video. So if you like to listen the financial planning videos, so there are 2-3 videos I have checked that is into your mother tongue.
Malayalam. Yes, I'm going to do it in English, sir. I'm going to do it in English because predominantly our clients are in Kerala, or rather Malayalam-speaking people. So
yes.
Just to get better reach, I have done it in Malayalam, and now there are a lot of requests have come to give these sessions in English. So I'm planning to do it in. Yeah, so
yes, and it can help you to expand your reach to a neighbor state, because like Tamil Nadu or maybe Andhra Pradesh, where people may not necessarily understand the particular language, regional language, but when it is into English, which is a common, I can say, language for South Indian people specifically, because I understand that Hindi is less spoken English, less spoken language in South India. So if you can create, so only just to basically same content, but we need to communicate into a international language so they can help to connect with more clients.
Okay, so we generally make it into 3 worksheets because these plans are all for NRIs, so there is no way I can meet them personally. So all the meetings we are doing on Zoom. So what the process that we are following is initially when they call us, then we tell them about. Generally, we give them an idea and we give them a questionnaire. And in this questionnaire, we are asking all these details: their age, their family details, annual income, estimated monthly household expenses, how much they can set apart every month, and regarding the net worth statement, what are the assets they have and properties, what are their loans, and then about insurance, life insurance, health insurance, how much they have. And then we ask them about their short-term, medium-term, long-term goals, and just a few questions about: is your family financially dependent on you? What is your risk appetite? Whether it's aggressive, moderate, or conservative? And what is your investment priority? Is it tax saving? Is it growth? Or is it income? So these questions, we have made it into a Google form questionnaire. So once we get that questionnaire, then based on that, we are basically taking this. So in this case, he's an NRI. He has life insurance abroad, but we have told them that when it comes to India, I have advised him to take a term insurance plan of 1 crore. He comes next, and then health insurance. He is covered by his employer. All the people there, they have compulsory health insurance coverage. So I think that for the moment that is enough. Only when they come back to India, they need to do it. Emergency fund, he already has enough bank FD. So what I advised is, out of that 10 lakhs you set apart as emergency fund. So I've just, whatever you use it the other thing for, but this 10 lakhs always keep it as emergency fund, which you can withdraw anytime. Because in abroad our expenses are higher. It's not like us, they need, sometimes the job security is also in question. So I've advised to keep them as 10 lakhs as emergency funds. Then his son's education, higher education, what we planned is for 10 lakhs per year for 5 years. That's the education amount. So inflation adjusted corpus will become 85 lakhs in 9 years. Okay, so the son is 9 years old. So we still have 9 years left. So we need 85 lakhs. So I have assumed CAGR returns of 10%, and we advised an SIP amount of 50,000 rupees. And similarly for daughter, she is only 4 years old. So we still have 14 years left. So inflation adjusted, we need 1.09 crores, and inflation adjusted returns, 12% CAGR I've calculated because it's 14 years, and the SIP amount of 26,000. And then retirement plan, this is how I calculated. His age is 38 now. His retirement age, he said he wants to retire at 58. So just a basic expenses, monthly expenses, we have taken at 50,000. And inflation adjusted amount is, it's at 58, not 60, 1,32,000. I'm not allocated any amount now. Corpus will be 3.4 crores, what he will need. For 20 years, SIP will be around 34,000. So since it is a long term, I have advised initially to go into equity fully, and later on, maybe because he's very young now, this is the time he can allocate, because he already has a house, he already has bank FDs. So I don't want him to just continue with these low returns products anymore. So let him, I advised him to, because he said he can set apart this 1,10,000 per month easily. So I told him initially, at least for the few years, you invest now into equity, let's balance. Anyway, you have real estate, you have debt, so you now go into equity. So that will be a better option. Okay. So anyway, tax planning, you don't need for these people, we don't need, because anyway, there is no income tax abroad. And debt also, he doesn't have much debt. So this is the general process that we are following. And then we advise which are the products for each of these, in each of the mutual funds that we are suggesting. We give them 5-year returns, 10-year returns. And we have also given a complete split up of what each of these categories of funds, and this we give for every client. Each of these categories, what do they actually invest into? Debt funds, hybrid funds, equity funds, gold funds, and all that. So that every time they can also know exactly what they're investing in. So this is the general plan that we are following, depending on the person, and these are the points that we are covering. Yeah.
Very good. So this is the output of what you have collected, the information. So as Uthara ji shared that if anyone is interested to prepare his or her family's financial wellness plan, so you can request for the Google form, so where you key in the all required detail about your family. Okay. And if you have any query, that query will be sorted out by the Uthara ji or her team. And then there is a financial plan is constructed in background, and then output is presented to you. Okay, what is the inflation adjusted children higher education corpus or retirement corpus, and what is the per month investment is required. So good, very good. Because we understand many of time a client may not need that kind of exhaustive or comprehensive planning to start off. Once we start with the client, then then we can go into the second year more into depth, because our objective is to test the financial planning. Because if we go with the too much of depth, then chances that client may not able to understand. So it is a good idea to start with the some kind of the you can say short and simple financial wellness plan. And once client is
anybody who says anybody who says any financial plan up to 3 years, I give only debt. And anybody who says 3 to 5 years, we go in for conservative hybrid funds, that sort of thing, dynamic asset allocation funds. It's only beyond 6-7 years that we go in for equity. So short term, we never advise equity. We only say debt funds. And then over and above this, we a small allocation to gold, because generally people in Kerala they buy a lot of gold jewelry. So now we are advising them to move out of gold jewelry and get into sovereign gold bond or gold mutual funds. Unnecessarily, why spend give so much of making charges into jewelry and all that. So that part also we are advising people to go more into sovereign gold bonds. So this is the general structure that we are following, and SIP is the product that, and a lot of people also over and above this SIPs, many people are looking to create an equity portfolio also. So what I tell them is, let the financial goals, let it go as SIPs, as mutual funds. There you don't confuse with equity. Over and above this, whatever you want to invest, then we can build up a portfolio side by side. That whenever you have funds, you send me, I will suggest good stocks for you. We can gradually build up a large cap portfolio. And then what we are suggesting is to have stocks of large caps, but going for mid cap, small caps through the mutual fund routes. I don't suggest them to buying mid cap, small cap stocks, because we have seen enough of these rallies up and down. And what I feel is that people finally lose money in mid cap, small cap stocks, not through mid cap, small cap mutual funds. They have given, in fact, long term better returns than large cap mutual funds. SIP through mid cap, small cap mutual funds is very good, but stocks we don't advise them at all. So we suggest to have a large cap stock portfolio over and above this mutual fund SIP. So that is the plan generally we are doing for clients.
Like your one idea, you said that for your goals, you go with the mutual fund. Okay, because where you know that this is the children's higher education goal, this is the retirement goal, and we don't want to compromise with the corpus. Okay, so we want lot of financial discipline, and second, the professionalism. So professionalism is how when fund is managed through a professional manager who is managing thousands of crore, and you are investing systematically, then there is a high probability that you will be able to achieve the goal corpus, and you will be able to access to that corpus when goal is achieved. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And for a wealth creation, you can go with the equity, direct equity, where suppose you have some lump sum amount, which is apart from your monthly SIP requirement. Okay, that you are fulfilling your monthly SIP requirement, and now you got some lump sum money, maybe 50 or 1,000 or 5 lakh, whatever the amount. Then you use this money for the wealth creation. So if there is a up down is there, then your goal is not in problem. And if you want to withdraw any point of time, you can withdraw from your wealth creation portfolio, and you do not disturb your goal portfolio, which is dedicated for your retirement goal, or maybe your children's higher education goal.
Yes, correct. That's the basic system that we are following.
Yes, it is very good. So that's how client is very clear that yes, for a goal we have to route through our investment in SIP or through mutual fund. Okay, SIP or STP or lump sum for a goal, specifically need-based goal like retirement and children higher education, and maybe for a want-based goal like vacation, or maybe buying a second house, or maybe anything where they feel that it is the want-based goal. So you can use that money for direct equity. So client can also has that freedom. Okay, yes, I can have my own equity portfolio, because when you own a example, Reliance Industry through mutual fund or through direct equity, it doesn't make a difference. Right now, I'm sure, Uthara ji, you must be aware, if you upload your mutual fund portfolio in particular website, example, value research website, you can come to know exact amount, how much you are owning the first share, second share in percentage and rupee value also.
Right.
So it is indirectly, here only difference is that it is in your demat account. Otherwise, both are same. Someone has a 1 crore rupees portfolio, and that value research says that 5% of 1 crore is into a Infosys, and it will show you 5 lakh rupees, and you divide by your Infosys share price. You know that you are indirectly owning that much of Infosys share. But here you don't have a control because it is through intermediation, through professional manager. Good, yes. Very good. So now, if we conclude our journey and discuss, as you said that today, right now you are doing a financial planning for most of HNI, most of NRI clients, those who are settled outside India. Okay. So what is the one or two message you would like to give to your domestic client, those who are in Kerala or in neighboring state, why they should construct their financial plan, or what they should do with their to plan and achieve their financial independence?
First of all, they should understand that there is something called financial plan. That itself, many people don't understand. I mean, they just, a lot of money is coming in, a lot of money is going out. They don't know what is coming in or going out. Nobody keeps track of the expenses, or they don't think about the future. And secondly, there is something called financial plan which can be very easily achieved. And these are all very simple concepts. And save more money or be more patient. Now, these are things which anybody can understand. You don't need to be a financial expert to make yourself financially independent. And we are here to help our clients. And what I will say is, I am not an employee of a company. I am a business owner, and I am sitting in my office in my own building. I will not run away from here. We are here to see this client tomorrow also. When you come, I am here only. So okay, so we will not. Of course, we want to make money. I'm not saying we are here for charity. We are here for business. Charity is different, business is different. But we will grow only for client growth. Otherwise, it's not going to grow. Yeah. So client first. It has to be a mutually beneficial relationship. The client should grow, and together we also should grow. So that sort of a long-term relationship is what we are looking with the client. So first of all, we will be looking at you in a very, what do I say, like family. Like we want you not to get into trouble and easily plan and achieve your financial goals. So, I mean, I think that's the message I want to give people. And one second thing is, like, you go to a medical doctor, and if you don't give them the details, the doctor cannot give you the right advice. Similar way, when you come to us, unless you tell us your financial situation correctly, I will not be able to guide you correctly. So, if you don't tell me you have so much of high cost debt on one side, and you come to me for stock market investment, I will be telling you what stocks to buy. But if you tell me that you have high cost debt, first thing I will say, you go finish off your debt. There's no point taking high cost loan and investing in the stock market. So I want tell my clients that be open with your financial advisor. We are financial doctors, as you have told us.
Yes.
So you have to be transparent, and you have to trust us as a professional. Now, that will not come very easily. I understand it will not come very easily, but trust a financial advisor, and only then will you get proper advice. And of course, you need not take that advice just prima facie everything, but you can also verify. You can just see whether what you're telling is right or wrong. Don't just accept whatever we are saying. Whatever figures we are giving you, it is open to public. You can verify yourself. No, we are not giving just some research which is only privy to us. It's not like that. So all the information that we are giving you, you can verify and convince yourself, and then only go ahead with it. But it will help you to discipline. That is all. Our role is only hand-holding, nothing else. To give you the right advice and hand-hold you through the process. and help you through a disciplined process. It's something maybe you can do it yourself, but somebody is there to guide you and handhold you. It's an easier journey. That's all.
Yes, so it is very important for each and every investor or the family head. When you appoint a qualified and experienced financial wellness coach, okay, right now Uthara ji is in Kerala, so she will help you to identify your short-term, medium-term goals, understand your financial situations when you share all information. So if there is a high-cost personal loan is there and you are paying a 18 to 20% interest rate, okay, and same time if you invest in equity, okay, there is no guarantee that you earn a 20-30% return. So it is always better and wise decision to pay off that debt instead of investing equity. So it can be difficult to digest, but it is the honest and logical advice. So here we have seen that in our country, most of the family or investor are emotional, and when they are emotional, they end up with a lot of mistakes, whether buying a house which they cannot afford and then end up with the paying a big EMI for a longer period, or second house, plot, land, gold. And that's how you create a physical asset which can be a asset, but it is the creating a big outflow where you need to compromise in your even basic lifestyle. So objective is that when you discuss with Uthara ji, she can help you to become a more logical and wise investor. And when you become a more logical and wise investor, then you can basically start your journey for financial independence. Because if someone is emotional, then I can't help them, or it would be a temporary, maybe within 6 months that person may change their mind and again he or she may into a debt trap. So this is the first process. You have to transform from an emotional to a logical and wise investor, and then you follow that roadmap which is prepared by Uthara ji and invest every month. It can be boring, it can be less exciting compared to going with some other broker, okay, which can offer so many intraday or short-term advices. But in a long term, you will realize that most of investors lose their capital because of that trading cost or maybe speculation, where here you can basically not only protect your capital in long term, but also achieve your goal and create a wealth for your future. So definitely Uthara ji rightly said that you need to open up, trust your financial advisor, discuss, and right now she is not charging any fee for meeting and discussing or investing her 1 hour or 2 hour time with you. Otherwise, someone is having a 25 years of experience, okay, and if you want to meet and discuss, okay, I want to plan my finance, so someone may ask you to pay in metro city specifically to maybe 1,000, 2,000 rupees starting for a meeting fee, and if you go ahead, then there is a annual fee apart from the distribution because distribution income is for the execution, which you provide the day-to-day execution services, post-sale services, and this fee you are charging for the pre-sale services, where to invest. Once it is invested, then you provide the post-sale services. So that is called the execution service for the distribution income. Okay, good. So I am sure that way you, because lockdown is also indirectly one kind of blessing because we come across this online meeting. Otherwise, across the world, okay, nobody was or very few people were accepting digital meeting, some kind of Zoom meeting for having a webinar, etc. So now that acceptance is there and we can communicate across the world. Anyone who is sitting whether it is he or she is in India or outside India. So this platform will enable and help to educate more about the financial education to the society, and once people are educated, then definitely they will likely to follow your advice. because it is like the education. So when someone is educated, more trust the planner or coach, and then more likely to follow his or advice. Good, very good. So now, if I conclude, so what is the one important message you would like to give the aspiring woman, those who would like to start, maybe young girl or woman who is in her 20s, 30s, and planning to start her independent career in banking and financial service sector?
It is particularly, I will say, this is a field suited for women, because it's not as if you need to travel a lot, or there is no, it's something very easily ladies can get into. So, and these are concepts which, it's only that you need to understand the concepts. What you need to have is a very truthful approach. First thing. Second thing, good communication skills. So it's one thing to understand things. It's quite something else to make somebody understand what it is. So you need to develop good communication skills, and you need to be patient. You cannot make money overnight. First of all, your clients have got to trust you. So this will take a few years for you to get set up in this field. Initially, you might get business only from your own family or friends, but you have to be patient. And any business you have to see it as a marathon, and it's not a 100-meter sprint. You will not make money tomorrow. So and this is particularly a financial plan is where you don't get gratification immediately. You go to a restaurant, you eat something, you feel happy immediately. But when you do a financial plan, the client is not, earning something immediately. So he doesn't understand that he is gaining something. So it's basically becoming without problems. So that many people don't realize the advantage of that. So that is a challenge, I feel. We have to be patient, take the client forward in their journey. And once you are set, and this 5 year, 10 year, 15 years, when you are into that business, you can be on a totally different level altogether. But it doesn't happen very fast. You have to be patient. Yeah.
Good, very good. So it was a pleasure to interact after a long time, and almost we invested 50 minutes, and I think that there is a lot to discuss. But again, at this moment, let conclude the discussion. So when we upload the video, okay, so participant can invest their 50 to 60 minutes and learn a lot from you, whether he or she is an investor or whether he or she is an aspiring financial planner who can get confident. Yes, I can plan my financial independence with Uthara ji, or I can be a financial planner like Uthara ji. What Uthara ji achieved in last 25 years. If you have a advantage right now as a young professional, because thanks to the technology, thanks to the professional certification, you can do it in just 10 years. Because earlier there was no technology. So a lot of time.
It was a crazy business when we started out in 97. It was such a high risk business. Now the whole thing has changed. Yes.
So what is the one last message you would like to give to your community, because you are into share broking business almost more than 2 decades, and you said you are one of the top franchisee in South India, or top 3 in India, in Motilal Oswal, one of the top share broker in India. So what is the one important message you would like to give to a share broker community, why they need to basically not only stick to a broking business, but how they can transform into a financial planning and help their client in a better way?
Yeah. So our earlier model of business of broking was basically just taking orders and doing typing orders. So now people don't need you to just type orders. That model of business is dead. I mean, that's not going to be there in future. So people are looking for advisory. People want why we have to give value. Otherwise, they will not come to us. There are enough discount brokers in town who are literally giving it free. why should somebody come to us and pay brokerage if we are not giving them value? But if we give value, people will come to us, because there are people buying tea from a roadside shop. There are people buying tea from a 5-star hotel. So why are they paying it? Because of the value, right? So, unless we give value, we cannot survive. But I feel this is the time of our profession. Okay, there are times every profession will have their time. I feel this is our time, because now there is a culture shift that is happening in India. People are understanding more about equity investment. A whole lot of people new clients are coming into the market every day. Lakhs of demat accounts are getting opened every month. So this is the time to press the accelerator and go forward. But we have to provide the value to the client. Otherwise, our business will be dead any moment. And if you do it, I think we are on to an excellent weekend.
Good, very good. So message is simple and loud. Equity broking is some kind of a seasonal business. Not necessarily I'm saying that like other seasonal business, but why I'm using this seasonal word? When there is a bullish run in the economy or equity market, more people like to open their demat account, okay, or basically start trading and investing. And when there is a bearish run start, these people escape. So if someone is only dependent on the broking business, then there is a lot of volatility in the business, where your revenue is drastically going down by 30-40% in bearish period. So if you have a cushion, like when you are distribution of mutual fund also, and encourage your investor to have a allocation 50% through direct equity and 50%, example in layman terms I am talking. Okay, if any share broker can educate their investor, okay, whatever you want to invest, you divide in two parts. One part you go with the direct equity and do as I educate you, or you want to do, or combination of both thought process. And second part, you go with the mutual fund, whether you go with the equity mutual fund or maybe a hybrid product like balance advantage, but systematically invest every month, second part of allocation. So what happened that this will create a diversification also for client and broker. When there is a bearish run, you have some kind of fixed income, trail income you are getting from your distribution business, whether it is equity or hybrid or even debt fund also. Client has a short-term goal, you suggest not to invest in equity and keep into lump sum or SIP or STP into debt product also. So you are basically helping your client also, as well as creating a diversification and hedging against the risk of volatility of revenue in a bad period or in a bearish period. And that's how when client is also get benefited, when there is a momentum was there, everybody was expecting this particular stock is going to be multi-bagger, okay, but when there is a bad period will come, people are not ready to buy it, then that multi-bagger stock can be a 1/10 also or 1/5 also. So at the time nobody is ready to hold, and they book the loss, and then they basically blame the end of the day. I have to blame someone. So who is the first person to blame? Who is the nearest to me is my share broker. So in that condition, we can say that's the reason we have educated to and suggested to have a divide by 2. Your 50% is into a systematic investment, so you need not to worry. And this 50% you have into a direct equity. So either your loss is half, or you need not to worry. You can withdraw from your mutual fund if there is an emergency. Okay, so that's how it is something you need to build the thought process in client with layman, and then gradually when you do a professional certification like CAP, you can help with the proper financial wellness plan, which will enable you to do a proper investment for mutual fund or for equity to achieve their short-term or medium-term, long-term goal. So I thank you very much, Uthara ji, for joining with me on Sunday on a public holiday, on a festival day, and sharing your valuable life experience of last 25 years and last 1 year journey very honestly. I'm sure this discussion will be inspiration and motivation for most of CFP aspirants and many those who are investor looking for someone who is qualified financial planner, because same time client is not trusting us, but same time many client not able to find the trusted financial planner. So this is the one indirectly attempt from our side. When we upload, and you can also upload on your channel, that I'll guide you how to download this video later on. So this will be us indirectly some kind of we are building our trust also with our communication, so they can trust, and we help them to plan and achieve their financial independence. Thank you very much, Uthara ji.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Okay, bye. Take care.
Bye. Bye.